In this video, we're going to learn about how to use custom labels in Flow together with formula and see how best we can able to avoid hard coding any data in Flow. We can also see an error incompatible data type, which you're likely to see when you use custom labels in filter condition. And we will also see how to resolve that error. So to demonstrate this, let's start with a business use case. And here is the business use case. So we have a chief sales officer of Unicorn Ltd. He would like to see an option on account record page to show large deals, any deals having greater than 5 million amount classified as or categorized as high or large volume deals. So this is something that we need to show it on the screen. And we should show all the details right in the tabular format. So this is what we're going to use custom labels to store because we don't want to hard code this 5 million in our flow. Instead, we're going to use custom labels to do that because in future, the chief sales officer may come back and then say that he needs to change the cap from 5 million to 10 million or 15 million. So at that point in time, we don't want to go to the flow and then make some changes and then do the deployment, isn't it? So let's see how we can avoid hard coding this cap and also get this requirement completed without again writing any single line of code as a Salesforce admin. Let's see how we can do that. So this is the expected output on the account page. We'd like to see the high volume opportunities right here, right? So let's see how we can build this one. So to do that, let's go to our org and then let's click on new flow. And I'm going to choose screen flow. Let's click on create. Yeah, I'm going to create I'm going to first start with a new resource because I'm going to launch this flow from account. So I need to get the account ID, and then using that account ID, I'm going to get all the opportunities. Then we'll apply filter on the amount, which is 5 million. So step one is to create a variable, and I'll just name it as v underscore, it's a account record. Yeah. And I just say it's a record and I'll just say account. So I'm gonna have the screen flow added onto the lightning record page. So when I do that, I would like the entire data about that account, not just the ID or name, entire data about all the field values, right? To get passed on to this flow so that the flow can just use, account name or account ID, whatever is required to further build the logic. So that is the reason I chose data type as record instead of just text. So this is done. I should also ensure that this is made available for input so that the flow is ready to receive the data from the page. So that's it. This resource is done. Say done. And let's try to bring data from the database. So for which I'm going to use data element get records. I'll just name it as get big deals. And I'll instruct Salesforce to go and then fetch all the opportunities from the opportunity object where the account ID is matching with, remember the variable that we created? From here, we'll just pick up the ID of the account. Yeah. So the account has to match. In that way, I can just bring all the related opportunities of the account that is launching the flow, number one. Number two, I can add a condition on amount because this is the requirement is to bring only the opportunities, right? Having amount greater than 5 million, isn't it? I'll hard code first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so now I just hard coded 5 million right here. This is what we should avoid using, custom labels. First, let's see how this works. Then we can, apply that custom label logic. So this is done. So now I have, a record collection, isn't it? So this may return one record or more than one records, isn't it? So I have a collection. Let me just display that on the screen using the screen element. I'm going to use data table, which is right now in beta version. So let's drag and then drop. Let's give a name to this. Or before I do that, let's go back here and right here. So So I forgot to choose this one because I'm not going to just store only one record. I want to store all the records. I want Salesforce to store all the records for me. That is, matching with this criteria, account ID and amount. Again, I want Salesforce to automatically store everything for me. So what happens is when I do this, it will create a record collection for me. So this will hold all the filtered opportunities. So let's use this in the next step where I'm going to create a screen and let me just use this data table and I'm going to give a name to the data table. Let's say this is, big deals. Yeah. And since it's an API name, it won't accept space and I'm going to give label to the data table. I'll just say big opportunities. Yeah, I'll just say or large opportunities. Yeah, I use this as a label to the data table. And this is where I can simply map that record collection that is filtered in the previous step. So the previous step, we managed to bring all the big deals, right? I'm just simply going to attach or assign that as a source to this data table. And in my case, I'm not going to let user to just not to select something from the table. Instead, it's going to be a read only. So I'll just choose this as a view only mode. And let me configure the columns for the data table, for which I'll just say, show me the name of the opportunity. Yeah, done. Show me the amount. Done. Show me the probability percentage. Done. Show me the stage. So that is also done. That's it. So these are the four columns that will appear on the screen. Yeah. And right here, I don't need a footer because I'm going to add this on the record page. So footer is not needed. And in fact, header is also not required. Done. So let's say done. Okay, I'm sorry, I did not. What is wrong? Or I didn't give a name to that screen. Let's give a name to the screen. I'll just say large deals is a screen name. Yeah, and let's say done. That's it. So now let's put this in debug mode and then see before we activate and then add it back on the page. Let's save this. This is a screen flow. I'll follow a naming convention screen flow colon show large deals. Yeah. So I'll say done. Perfect. Let it save. Let's debug this. So we have exposed account record as an input variable, right? So in my org, I have Edge communications account, and this has got multiple opportunities. It's got I believe 5 opportunities. Yeah, 5 opportunities, of which there are 3 opportunities having amount more than 5 million. So let's try to choose this account as an input and then see how many opportunities are returned, from the database. So I'll go back to the flow in debug mode. I'm going to choose Edge communications as an account input. Let's run this. Perfect. We are able to see all the 3 opportunities matching with that criteria greater than 5 million. Right? This is cool. This is what we wanted to see. So this is working, but the problem again is we just hard coded that 5 million. So tomorrow, if the value changes, right, then we have to come back to the flow and then make a change in the filter condition, right? Instead, instead, what I'm going to do is I am going to create a custom label. So I just search for custom label in the setup. I will create a new custom label for me. New custom label. I just say it's large deal cap. Yeah. So we'll just have a value 5 million 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 5 million right here. That's it. We are done. So I'll close this one and let me just go here, details, and right here, instead of hard coding this, let me use one of the global variables called label. And yeah, ideally it should, show me that name, but it isn't. There is a reason to it. So what I'll do is I'll close this one and let me just go back. Let's reload the flow so that it will pick up the new custom label that we created. So let's go back here for the scheme flow. Yeah, let's go here and let's see if this is showing up now. No, it isn't. So what I can do is I can just simply, copy the name of the custom label. Yeah, and then I can simply put it right here. The name is large deal cap, right? Let's copy this. Let's put it right here. Okay. Dot this. So this is where you get this error. So you're trying to refer a custom label, right, in the filter condition, right? But the system says the data type is incompatible, isn't it? Why is it so? Because a custom label, right? When you use custom label, all the value that you store in the custom label is in text or it's having text data type. And what we are currently doing here is we are trying to compare a text as against a currency because amount back in the opportunity, yeah, the opportunity object amount is having a data type currency. So this is the reason you are seeing a data type mismatch. So somehow we have to fix it, isn't it? We have to fix it so that I can still able to access custom label and get that get this filter condition or make this filter condition to work, right? So let's close this one for now. Let's go to resource, and this is where I can make use of formula, right? So why I'm going to use formula, because I want to convert that text into a number. Okay, and also I want to ensure that the number is of currency format so that this filter condition will simply work. So to do that, I'm going to use this new resource. I'll go here, click on formula, yeah, and I'll say this is large underscore deals cap, yeah, cap currency. This is what I'm going to use it. And the data type is going to be currency. And this is, how I can able to make this work. So the data type is currency. And in the formula, what I'll simply do is, right, I'll just first insert the resource. I want to go to the label, and in that label, I just use this large deal cap. Yeah. So this is right now in the text format, right? This is the text data type now. So I can simply use value function to convert this into a number. Yeah. I just say done. That's it. Yeah. So what did we just do? We just used value to convert the text into a number. We are also using a formula of type currency so that when we apply this formula, instead of hard coding this, right? Apply this formula right here, you will see both the data types, right, are same, isn't it? So it just simply works now. I just say done. Yeah. I'll say go back to debug and let's try to select Edge Communications, run. Perfect. The output is just the same, right? Let's say run again, or let's close this and let's go back to the custom label just to see if custom label, it's really working on it. I'll edit this and I'll just change the value. Instead of 5 million, I'll just say 50,000. Let's see how many, records are being pulled from the database. So I did a change in the custom label value. Let me go back to the flow. Let's put it in debug mode. And let me choose that count. Let's say run. I can now see 4 opportunities being pulled from the database, which means automatically the flow is picking value from custom label and it simply works it. That's it. I think this is good. So let me just add this flow back into the page. Let's say activate first. Let's go back to account page. Let's go into edit mode. I will edit this page. Let me search for flow standard component, drag and drop right here. Yeah. So on the right, I got an option to choose the screen. This is the one that we just created, right? Screen flow, show large deals. And you can see the input variable that we exposed. So I'm going to just check this checkbox so that all the data, about that, about the account, all the field, right? All the field values are going to be are going to be sent right to the flow. So that's it. So this is good. Let's save and let's also activate this page. Let's say this is org default, make it available for phone and stuff. That's it. Good, I think we are done. I'll click save again. Let's go back and then just check if this is working or not. Right, yes, now I can just see, four records. Oh yeah, I think I have to go back and then change the custom label. Back to the original 5 million. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's save. Come back to the page, just refresh. You should see only opportunities having amount more than 5 million. So that's the requirement and we just implemented that. So as you can see this, there are multiple ways again, we can use custom settings or we can use custom meta types as well. So in this case, we have used custom labels to ensure the data is not hard coded. Instead, it is made configurable, right? At any point in time, I can go back to this custom labels and then change the data, and simply it will just start reflecting, right? Or the flow will just start reflecting latest data based on this value. So, yep, I think we just accomplished this requirement.